Hi, everyone. I'm Lauren Cherry, and this is my partner, Izzy Silber. We wanted to talk to you about the 5 most important things we found during our Global Social Benefit Fellowship. Izzy and I were in this past year's cohort of 2020, and we work with 2 different social enterprises, Cocoa Tech in Myanmar and Teach a Man to Fish in Uganda and Tanzania. We hope this information is valuable for anyone who is applying or wants to know more information about the fellowship.
So to provide a quick introduction to who we are, Lauren and I are both very excited about the opportunity to combine our passions and improve our research skills in this fellowship, while also in pursuit of social change and sustainable impact, especially within the fields of public health inequities and economic development. So now let's check out our 5 key findings.
So our first finding is the role of intersectionality within social entrepreneurship. So Izzy and I have both been able to develop our business skills and our research skills along the way. And through this, we've also been learning a lot about new cultures around the world and gaining a global perspective. So at the root of each of these interactions we've been using human-centered design thinking and being able to actively listen and to understand our beneficiaries' needs and wants. In addition, the cohort of fellows and past fellows come from a diverse background, all different majors and minors, as well as being from all across the world. So it's been really great to have really collaborative conversations and learn about each other during the fellowship as well. You'll also find that a lot of the different social enterprises come from diverse backgrounds and purposes. And so we all come together and center around eliminating poverty and protecting the planet.
So our next key finding was something that we were warned about in the application process, that being ambiguity and adaptability. But what we ended up finding was that you really don't know what ambiguity and adaptability is until you go through this fellowship. Lauren and I really experienced this firsthand. We had to switch between 3 different social enterprises due to the conditions that the pandemic presented. And so while this was initially very challenging, we learned to embrace the ambiguity and the excitement that comes along with it, that's especially prevalent in the field of social entrepreneurship. And now, as we reflect back on this challenge of ambiguity, we realize that this experience is very valuable. It allowed us to strengthen our ability to be flexible in times of change, and we plan to carry this skill in the rest of our school year and as well in our future careers.
So our next key finding is learning project management skills. So this is not only an essential part of the fellowship, but also for almost any career that we're about to go into. So you'll find that the fellowship has a lot of different moving parts and deliverables, and being able to learn how to use management skills and effective communication has been key in order to be conversational with each other and our teams and supervisors. So Izzy and I have had to manage different email accounts to different social enterprises at the same time, as well as balancing schoolwork. And so one of our favorite tools that we learned about was a time zone converter table, because we had our CEO of Cocoa Tech in Germany, the employees were in Myanmar, and Izzy and I were in 2 different time zones in the US as well. So it's really important to have a plan and stay organized. And we really grew as leaders to hold ourselves and others accountable.
So our next key finding is about the value in learning and practicing how to communicate cross-culturally. Although when we initially accepted this fellowship, we expected to be doing cross-cultural communication in the field, we actually discovered that it is just as valuable of a skill when working remotely, if not, maybe even more valuable due to the lack of cultural context because you're not in the field, and the barriers that technology creates. And so one of the ways that we have effectively cross-culturally communicated is through storytelling. And storytelling has allowed us to connect on a deeper level with the people that we are working with. It has also helped us to fully understand their values and intentions with the work that they are doing in their community. And so if you want to work globally, like both Lauren and I do, this skill is absolutely essential. Not to mention, it has allowed us to practice our clear communication skills, which is also very useful in remote research projects, and remote schoolwork that we have been doing this past year.
And our last finding that I think neither Izzy and I had a really good grasp on when we applied is the network of the Miller Center. So we have been able to use this network and to also have space to reflect and vocationally discern throughout the fellowship. And one of the best programs that Izzy and I had this fall was we were paired up with different buddies who are past GSBF alum. And so Izzy and I have met with our buddies almost every week, and they really helped support us through our deliverables as well as looking at careers and finding informational interviews. And I know that coming into senior year, Izzy and I were both nervous and unsure. We had lots of conversation. We didn't know what we wanted to do. And so the fellowship really provided us with tools and techniques to reflect and discern about where we find our joy and where our passions really lie. And this has been incredibly valuable. And as a result, Izzy and I are actually both in the application process for graduate school. And we're applying to both domestic and international schools. So it's been really great. And we're really grateful for the support of our buddies and the Miller Center through this process.
So thank you so much for listening. Please contact us if you have any further questions. Our emails are written below, and we wish you the best of luck in your application process.